Many people from other countries see the U.S. through different lenses, and that image isn't always positive. Now, with so many tourists here for the World Cup, they're experiencing our country through their own eyes. And as Richard Giacobas reports, from food options to hotels, visitors can't seem to get enough of the U.S. of A.
I have only just found out that Americans get free refills when they go out for dinner.
I like 'em chunky, I like 'em big.
Even your alleyways are cool as fuck. Look at that. It's like a movie. It's like
I know people can spot a tourist from miles away, okay? But look how much taller this truck is.
There's a strange pattern showing up across this entire World Cup, and it's not about football at all.
Yo ho ho, what is up, my dudes? You know, I was in America for 2.5 weeks, and don't get me wrong, I like being in the country again, but being in America was pretty life-changing, you know. And why am I smiling so much? I don't know. I guess because, you know, everybody over in America was actually really friendly and they were smiling all the time. At first I thought it was weird, but then, you know, I got used to it. You know what else they do? They talk to strangers. It's pretty freeing, actually. Like this guy, listen, like, hey, you, we're gonna go to a bar later. Do you want to join us? No? Okay. I guess he didn't want to. That's okay. And why am I acting so weird? What do you mean, why am I acting so weird? If anything, I picked up a little bit of a American swag, as they say, you know. And it was fun. I was in Boston. I was to Houston. I was to Los Angeles. They taught me how to say that right. You know, I sound like a local. I can sound like a local.
When you live in a country that eats jacket potatoes and beans on toast, and you go to America, you don't realise how depressing our snack aisles are until you go there. Coming back to Britain after eating in America is like going from Netflix back to VHS. We grew up thinking paprika was adventurous. Anyway, if anybody needs me, I'll be pricing up flights back to America.
It's European fans, one after another, saying some version of the same sentence. We were lied to about this place.
You know how to put on a great show.
Amazing. I mean, well, don't you worry, I'll listen to what you said, okay? See you later. Just arrived. Thank you. Good luck. Freedom for Scotland.
Honestly, if I was to turn my phone on every time someone says something nice or like, welcome or go Scotland or whatever, I wouldn't have any battery. But geez, you people in Boston are so lovely and friendly. Thank you for having us.
All that meat, again, a super American to have it all out like this.
Also, why you have to pay more for a bigger size if I have the free refill?
Living in America, and I'm convinced no one loves their country more than Americans love the USA.
Okay, so I'm here in America celebrating America's birthday. 250th birthday. Check this out. Whoa, look at all the horses.
Let's start off with the bacon, man. That is so crispy. That is so good.
Bananas are really good.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever been able to see before.
Not lied to by their governments. Lied to by the version of America they'd absorbed their whole lives without even realizing it. And now a lot of them are trying to figure out how to extend their flights home. Let's break down what actually happened here, because it's more interesting than tourists had a nice trip.
Dallas carrying a massive Croatian flag. Meanwhile, English fans were a little more spread out, gathering at bars and...
Most Europeans grow up with an idea of America built almost entirely from the news. Turn on a TV in London, Paris, or Berlin, and the United States usually shows up in one of a few flavors: political shouting, crime footage, some dramatic headline that makes the whole country look like it's permanently one bad news cycle away from collapse. After years of that, people stop questioning it. It becomes background knowledge. Nobody fact-checks background knowledge. Then thousands of them landed here for the World Cup, and the background knowledge didn't survive contact with reality.
What are you doing with your food?
No way. Oh my god. We made it live. We're inside a yellow bus in America.
It made me whisper. This is really good mac and cheese. This might be one of the best I've had since I've been here. First rib. Let's go. Yo. Now I see what you're telling me. Wow. This is good.
The free water never gets old to me. Denmark, this would be like $8. Yeah. Yeah, for water. For a glass of water. Is this free? Yeah. That's wild.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Saying goodbye to Zion today, which is sad because it's been the best place so far. But we've got an exciting day lined up in Bryce Canyon. We're going horse riding.
Oh my god.
Boston didn't feel like a headline. It felt like a city where strangers wanted to know where you were from and whether you'd eaten yet. Dallas wasn't some flat stereotype. It was wide open roads and someone insisting you couldn't leave without trying real brisket.
To be fair, we were looking forward to a big trip anyway. We had to buy the tickets at resale, which were about £1,000 after all the fees, so not ideal, but once in a lifetime. I mean, it feels like it should be the final for that amount of money.
Miami looked like the entire planet had agreed to dance on the same sidewalk. Even New York, chaotic as always, still managed to make a first-time visitor feel like the main character of the trip for a few minutes.
Transportation. So it kind of felt a bit dangerous on like the ledge, but it was really good.
Here in New York, more big.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger in New York.
And speaking of big, what do you think of our landmarks? Our people?
Times Square, it's really beautiful here.
Of course, in the buildings. We don't have these higher buildings in Norway. No way.
The people are so friendly, so open, so different kind of people, and they are together in peace.
None of that matched the warning label a lot of these fans had been carrying around in their heads. Here's the part that seems to have caught people most off guard. They weren't expecting a perfect vacation. A lot of them genuinely expected distance, suspicion, maybe even outright coldness from strangers. Instead, they got smiling, joking, unprompted restaurant recommendations, people asking about their accents like it was the most fascinating thing they'd heard all week. If you're American, that probably sounds completely normal. If you grew up somewhere where a random conversation on public transit makes people quietly check their pockets, or where being overly friendly to a stranger can feel like it needs some kind of explanation, it's genuinely disorienting. Then you land in America, and someone you've never met, holding a tray of wings, casually asks if you need anything. That one difference seems to be doing more work than the stadiums, the food, or the skyline combined. It wasn't the size of anything that got people attached.
Sebastian Kraus has been spending the last several weeks in the U.S. following the German soccer team from Houston to Boston. Sebastian was afraid of coming over, saying that the news in Europe painted a picture of America being dangerous. But at every stop from the moment he landed, he says everyone has treated him with kindness and respect and has not felt unsafe.
Americans are not rude, Germans are not rude. If we are together, we can achieve great things.
Those experiences were topped by a New Englander's generosity. A Red Sox fan who, after a German celebration at Fenway Park, offered Sebastian and his friends to give him a ride to their hotel. It was a culmination of all his moments of joy that then led to this. That stranger is Bob Cyrus. He says all he wanted to do was to make Sebastian feel welcome.
Love USA.
Enjoy your time in the US.
To me, I watched the video by myself maybe 40 times. I had tears in my eyes.
Just like many others have when he's traveled the world. And yes, he too believes that New Englanders and Bostonians are actually friendly.
It was how open everything felt, how easy it was to just be pulled into a conversation, a group, a moment, with zero waiting period. Then there's the part that turned into its own genre of viral clips, the sheer volume of choice in an average American store. A grocery run that should take 15 minutes turns into a small identity crisis somewhere around the cereal aisle, standing in front of a bottle of ranch dressing that carries itself with far more confidence than a salad topping should.
63, 64 freezers.
Here we go.
It's huge.
It's massive and there are 1 million beaver faces.
Oh, I love these chocolate peanut clusters. We don't have enough room in the van for all the snacks though. There are at least 20 different colors and sizes of Buc-ee's coolers.
A gas station stops being a gas station and becomes its own miniature economy. Coffee, breakfast tacos, jerky, fountain drinks, and a cashier who somehow already feels like an old friend.
Delicious. You cannot beat a freshly made breakfast sandwich where the egg is just so piping hot with that melted cheese and the sausage just complements everything.
Compare that to a compact European corner shop, and it's not even the same category of experience. Nobody leaves a small neighborhood shop back home reconsidering their life choices. But American excess, once visitors got past the initial shock of it, started to look less like waste and more like a kind of promise. That whoever built this system assumed people would be busy, tired, and traveling, and decided nobody should have to work hard just to get a decent meal at midnight. Scale hit people just as hard. Everyone technically knows America is big on a map. Standing next to a pickup truck in a stadium parking lot is a completely different kind of big. A short local drive here can cover more distance than crossing an entire country back home. And that doesn't just look impressive, it changes the entire rhythm of a trip. European cities are often built around closeness. Narrow streets, dense blocks, centuries of history stacked into a few square miles. America instead hands you room to move. Stadiums don't quietly honor tradition. They throw the gates open for 80,000 people and light up the sky. Sports bars don't show one match politely. They run half a dozen games across a wall of screens like a small control room. But ask any of these fans what actually got them, and it's rarely the size of anything. It's how fast they stopped being tourists and started being treated like part of the day. A kilt in Boston wasn't just an outfit. It became a conversation starter with strangers. A jersey from back home in Houston wasn't just a shirt. It became a reason for someone in line to ask about the match, the trip, whether they'd eaten enough yet. An accent didn't make people step back. It made total strangers lean in. That's really the through line in almost every one of these stories. American hospitality here didn't stop at politeness. It came with action attached. Not have a good trip. More like follow me, I know somewhere better. Not just friendliness, an actual invitation to come. Back for a holiday if they were still around when it happened. Even when the plan never materialized, the offer itself changed how the whole trip felt. So here's where the we were lied to feeling actually comes from. These fans didn't expect to fall in love with the place.
Scotland is all over Boston. Kilted members of the Tartan Army coming in droves.
A lot of them expected exactly what they'd been told to expect. Tension, division, coldness. Instead, they got pulled into the party instead of kept at a polite distance. And once that gap between expectation and reality gets that wide, people don't just enjoy the trip. They start questioning everything else they'd assumed was also true. Here's my honest take on all of this. I don't think this is really a story about brisket, stadiums, or oversized soda cups, even though those make for great clips online. I think it's a story about how fragile an entire national narrative can be the moment real people actually show up and start talking to each other face to face. So tell me, if you came to America for this World Cup, did you feel lied to as well, in a good way?
Why, oh why, have you got so many cereal choices? It's unreal.
Here we go for our Hispanics here, huh? Un pedicito de Mexico. Yes, product of Mexico, I guess.
There's surely going to be some bombs bursting in air. Let me tell you that, dude. The 250th anniversary? Oh my God, I'm so excited for that.
So much more friendlier. Everyone in London's miserable.
And if you're American, has watching visitors react like this changed how you think about your own country?
Hamburgers, probably. The pancakes in the morning.
Oh, and what about the subway? Our hotels? The weather?
That it's raining. I thought it was going to be summer.
Singapore has like really good public transportation, so it kind of felt a bit dangerous on like the ledge, but it was really good.
Here in New York, more big.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger in New York.
Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear both sides of this. If this one landed for you, subscribe, because there's clearly a lot more of this story still unfolding across the tournament. See you in the next one.